Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aspasia. This is my channel, Asparagusisreading, and today we're going to be doing the anti-TBR tag by Nicole. So I saw this from Cerise, photo of them here, and then I was like, this sounds familiar, and then I realized I did see the thumbnail and like the title of Nicole's video in my description box, but I don't think I watched it until after Cerise. And then like the other people did it, and I was like, oh, let me get on this. That's what we're doing today. So today we're going to be doing the anti-TBR tag made by Nicole. I do believe it has 8 or 9 questions. It's basically about a bunch of books that you don't want to read. The first question is, what is a popular book that everyone loves or is everyone reading that you have no interest in reading? Harry Potter. Nevernight. Well, I DNF'd it, but I attempted it. Anything by Rainbow Rowell. Ooh, there's another author. I can see their face right here, and I just can't remember their name. They did the Gentleman's Guide to blah blah blah, Ladies Guide to blah blah blah, Mackenzie something. And I'm saying that because some of these books I wasn't interested beforehand, and then the authors did some things, and now I'm even less interested. So there's that. Question number 2 is, what is a classic book or author that you have no interest in reading? I'm not a fan of classics in general. I don't really have any interest in them. I have a hard time getting into them. They tend to be very boring for me. However, I am an English creative writing concentration. Well, English major creative writing concentration, possibly minoring in journalism. Not journalism. Ignore that. But because I'm an English major, I am required to read quite a few classics. You can't actually, let me show you. So if we come down here, there's a lovely stack of textbooks, and a lot of these are classics. So like Turn the Screw by Henry James, Emily Dickinson, a bunch of other people. They're all very boring to me. Question number 3 is in 2 parts. There's question 3 and then 3.2. So question 3 is, what is an author that you have no interest in reading? And 3.2 is, what is a problematic author that you have no interest in reading? Technically these could be the same answer, and they can also be 2 different answers for different reasons. I think I have an answer for both. For problematic author, which is 3.2, I'm gonna say Rainbow Rowell, Mackenzie, the Harry Potter author, whatever their name is. I'm a little conflicted when it comes to Nicholas Sparks, James Patterson, and I think there's a couple others. And the Nevernight author, just because there's been things that I've heard, but I'm not really sure if they're true, if they're lies, if they're, dramatic or whatever. But those are authors where I'm like, I'm a little cautious to read. And then things like J.K. Rowling, ooh, is it Harry Potter? Yeah, I don't know. Absolutely not. Now, for authors that might not be problematic, but they're still people I don't really want to read, I'm probably going to say Sarah J. Maas. I am not opposed to reading the books. However, every time I've had the chance to, I've always chosen not to. I've always found myself kind of scrolling past any Sarah J. Maas post. I mean, I might like them every now and then, but I like scroll past. Or like if people talk about it in videos, I'm like, oh, I should read it. But then I never do. So I don't know if that's because I'm just procrastinate reading it, or I just have absolutely no interest in her writing at all. And I did pick up one of her books before, got 10% of the way through, and returned it to the library because I just didn't care. So there's that. Stephen King. Stephen King is a beloved author, very famous, very popular for what they write. However, there has been quite a few issues, I believe, with him, or these things that have been questioned, but no one's really sure or really knows for sure. I have tried Stephen King. I have only successfully read one book, and that is The Long Walk. Every other one I have DNF'd, or it's been sitting on my shelf collecting dust. I've attempted it like 2 or 3 different times. I stopped around the same page and haven't gotten anywhere. Question number 4. What is an author that you have read a couple of books from but have decided that they are not for you? I don't know. What is an author? So I feel like I typically, like, if I read one book from you and I don't like it, I tend to kind of forget about it and just read a bunch of other books because, like, I have other books to be reading. What is one author? I wonder if there's one. I highly doubt there'll be one on my shelf just because I did unhaul a bunch of books a couple months ago. But we're gonna look anyway. Decided that it's not for me. Yeah, I don't think I have one on my shelf just because, like I said, I unhauled most of them, so I really can't think of anything. If anyone, I want to say maybe possibly Marie Lu, just because I've noticed that I will read the first book or half the first book in the series and never touch the rest of the series. I read the first of Warcross series, I read the first of the Legendary series, I read the first of the graphic novel, I read the first of her other thing, have yet to get back to the rest, and honestly, I don't think I will. It is good. I like the writing. Well, I think the writing is good. It's just my interest in continuing in everything she has written has went from here to here if I finish the first book. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just boring and need to pick up the second book or something. I don't know. Question number 5 is a genre that you have no interest in reading or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. I want to say sci-fi, just because I think I prefer more fantasy, magical elements than sciencey elements. Okay, so when I think of sci-fi, I think of science, I think of aliens, I think of more man-made technology type stuff. Where I think of fantasy, it's more magic, other dimension, you know, kind of can't believe it, powers, things like that. And there's some overlap with both, I think, with depending on like creatures, I guess you could say. But sci-fi tends to be one where I'm like, maybe. Non-fiction has to be a very specific non-fiction book, but most non-fiction I'm not a fan of. Historical. I think the only historicals I ever enjoyed were historical romances, so there's that. What else is there? Thrillers and horror I'm very slowly getting into. I think the farthest I've gone so far is like young adult, new adult, mystery, murder mystery, like whodunit type stuff. Anything past that or anything more deeper than that, I have definitely struggled a lot to get into. So that might be a genre that I can't get into. Question number 6 is a book you have bought but you have never read. So this can be a book currently on your shelf or a book you have unhauled. There's quite a few, to be honest. It's just some books I buy and they just sit on my shelves forever. And as of right now, I think the oldest would be that series right there, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. My mom bought that for me on clearance somewhere. It's now been 4 or 5 years and it's still collecting dust. I don't think I was really interested at the time. I don't think I'm interested now, but I'm keeping it because my mom bought it and I want to try it, but here we are. Sarah J. Maas. I've been wanting to read it. I've been telling myself to read it. Here we are. I wanted to read the Divergent series. I heard the books are better than movies. Here we are. The Maze Runner. Percy Jackson. Yeah. Basically, if I have not read it, it has been out for more than, I want to say, 3 years. I'm gonna go 5. I'm probably not gonna read it. I tend to move through books very quickly and get through the most recent ones, the ones that I like, I don't know, see a lot. And sometimes I do pick up older books, but if it starts to go years and years and years later, it's probably not getting touched. Question number 7 is a series that you have started reading and DNF'd, or a series you have no interested in reading. And I think I've already answered this like 5 times. Sarah J. Maas, I think Rainbow Rowell, Nevernight series, the Harry Potter series, that Mackenzie Morgan, whatever her name is, that series. I think I know myself. I think I know my reading habits better now than I did a year or 2 ago. I think I have a better idea of what I'm going to like than I did a year or 2 ago. And so I feel like those are definitely books I'm not going to like, especially with the problematic issues. There's a couple other popular ones. I can think of the cover, but I cannot remember the name, which is exactly why I did Colors. I can always remember what the cover looks like, but I can never tell you the name. So when I think of those, when I'm editing Aspasia, Miss Editor Aspasia, please put in all the covers of those books that you are never going to read. And so let's move on to question number 8. Question number 8 is a new release that you have absolutely no interest in reading, and I don't know. I feel like when it comes to new releases, I tend to either really want to read it, have no idea what it's about, and haven't decided yet, or, well, that's pretty much it. It's either no idea what this is, so I can't tell you if I want to read it, or I do want to read it. But I'm sure there's probably one or two there somewhere, so I'm going to, again, editing Aspasia, put those covers here. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this video. It was kind of a hot mess just because there were some questions where I was like, ooh, got it. Other questions it was like, yeah, like I said, when it comes to books, I feel like I have a better understanding of what I like to read and what I want to read, and so I don't think I have as many anti-books anymore, because I'm a lot more focused on what I know I like and what I like. There are a couple, I want to say, outlier books where I have no idea if I'm going to like them or not, or I hope to like them and they end up being not great. So yeah, I'm hoping to continue with that, you know, getting better and knowing what I like to read and keeping that, because I don't really want to keep doing this, picking up a book when it's like 2 stars when I can be reading at 5 stars, or picking up a 1 star and being in a slump for 6 months, because I cannot. I'm tired. Your girl is exhausted and bored of these boring books, okay? I don't want these mediocre books. We are in 2020. I have read some pretty spectacular books. I know some of y'all can do this. These other books can go. I'm just saying. With that being said, this is going to be the end of this video. Yeah. I'm very curious, like, what answers do you guys have for these questions? Let me know down in the comments. Or if you already done the video, let me know, because I want to watch. I want to know your answers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Probably, very, very, very likely, another tag. Yeah.